Welcome to My Conversation, a presentation of KAIL-TV My Central Valley. Your host today is Austin Reed. So let's get My Conversation started.
And good Tuesday morning. Welcome to another My Conversation right here on KAIL-TV, My Central Valley. Austin Reed with you on this Tuesday morning. Hope you had a great President's Day weekend. A lot of you are going back to work today, starting a brand new week, the last week of February. Can you believe that too? And hopefully you're staying dry with all that rain that we got this weekend. Hey, we have another great show for you. Of course, you see My Conversation weekdays from 10 to 10:30 right after Access Hollywood Live here on KAIL. My Conversation is all about what's happening locally across Central California. We talk to local business owners, community members, and more. So we thank you so much for joining us. All right, we're going to get the conversation started in just a bit, but we have some big giveaways that KAIL-TV is doing right now, and it's going to continue for the next couple of days. The first one, we are giving away 2 tickets to Comic Night at Cafe Via in Fresno. Now, Comic Night is this coming weekend, February 25th. It's in the evening on Saturday. It's hosted by TKO Productions, and we are giving away 2 tickets right now. For details on how to win those tickets, like us on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com, type in KAIL-TV My Central Valley, and all the details are on our Facebook right now. Okay, and another ticket giveaway KAIL is doing the Pro Boxing at Tachi Palace. This is happening March 10th at Tachi Palace in Lemoore. You can enter to win free tickets plus a meet and greet session. Now you have until about March 9th to enter to win, to get those tickets and the meet and greet session again for Pro Boxing at Tachi Palace. Go to our Facebook page, KAIL-TV My Central Valley. Hey, let's get this show started. We are talking about taxes. My studio audience, give it up for my first guest today. This is Kelly Blocker. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Good to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Tax season 2017.
Yes.
It is upon us. And now, Kelly, tell everybody the name of your tax company.
Okay, I work for Krikorian and Company.
Krikorian and Company, and you guys are McKinley?
We are on McKinley in Fresno. We're about 3 blocks west of the airport.
Easy to find.
Yes.
Easy to find. So tax season 2017, there's a lot of changes that people, maybe they haven't heard of just yet, because we're just starting the tax season.
Right.
What are some of the new laws?
Well, actually, there's not a whole lot of new laws because it was a presidential election year. Usually it's fairly quiet for us in those years. Next year will be big changes with the new president, obviously. This year, though, the IRS is the one that has made quite a few of the new changes. The last few years, we have seen a whole lot of identity theft and fraudulent tax returns being filed in taxpayer Social Security numbers. And they've had quite a few meetings and summits with different organizations, and they've decided to hold refunds this year. So they have said that February 15th is the cutoff date. They will start issuing refunds, but it's going to take them at least until the end of the month to get anything into a taxpayer's bank account. So most of the people that file fraudulent returns, they are the first ones out of the gate. And so it's usually with earned income tax credit or child tax credits. And so IRS has said they're holding all those returns.
Now, so that's a lot different than last year.
Yes.
But a lot of people, that's kind of the first that I've heard of this. So it's good that we're talking about this today. Now, as far as you think about a big chain tax service compared to a local tax service like yourself, what makes you guys different?
Well, we're here year round. Most chains they're not open year round, or maybe the owner keeps it open the rest of the year. So if a taxpayer receives a notice or is under audit, they can't go back to the chain that originally prepared it. And at that point, then they would have to come to us, and it's hard defending somebody else's work. That's probably the biggest reason. If you need anything else the rest of the year, they're not going to be open.
So you guys are there Monday through Friday?
Yes, we
even
are.
when it's July?
Yes, we are.
Okay, that makes a big difference. All right, now here's my next question.
Okay.
Say it's somebody that's watching and they've done TurboTax, or they've done it on, they've just done it themselves, or maybe they've haven't filed for a couple years. Shh, we won't say anything who they are, but why this year go to you?
Well, TurboTax cannot give you advice. It structures it asking questions as best as it can, but it's still your responsibility to put in the information correctly. In accounting, and a lot of businesses use the terms garbage in, garbage out. If you put something in the wrong place or categorize it incorrectly, it's not going to come out properly. So you may get a notice from the IRS, because if it has anything to do with income, they will let you know that it's wrong. And at that point, if they let you know, there's penalties and interest. So for the software, it can't give you advice. If you have just a plain W-2, that would make perfect sense. But if you haven't filed in years, that's a perfect time to come to us. We can usually use some tax strategy to possibly help save on those penalties and interest.
Very good to hear. Very good to hear. Now, what about somebody that has a big family and maybe they're not happy with their tax representative, and they had this year, and they're thinking, I want to change. Can you help people like that out?
Absolutely. There are taxpayers who are married to their CPAs, and they will be with them forever. Family relationships, ties, but you can always switch at any point. It's all about finding somebody you're comfortable with and who you think can do a good job for you.
And you were telling me that you've got a pretty big staff. It's not just you there.
No, it's not.
So that's helpful to, well, to you, of course, because,
Yes.
I'm sure you can take a couple days of vacation a year. That's always nice.
Yes.
But you have people that you can rely on and
Correct.
your customers can rely on. Now, so you're a CPA,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
And you have another member that's a CPA with you too?
Actually, two.
Two?
The
Okay.
owners, father, son, and they are both CPAs. I'm the only non-owner CPA
Okay.
that we have.
So three CPAs just there. And when we're talking about other tax companies, some tax companies, they're not CPAs. Is that true? Or
Well, correct.
Okay.
You are correct. There's different certifications that you can get through the IRS, through the state. So it just depends. Some people do prepare taxes and don't have any certification. So
see, that's scary to me.
it is
Just
very
saying.
scary. If those are perfect people to work for a CPA firm, because they enjoy what they do and they like doing it. But then again, if they're on their own, it is fairly dangerous.
Are you expensive?
That's a very good question. From what I have heard, we actually are fairly close to H&R Block. From what I've heard, they charge quite a bit. Now, granted, our taxpayers, they may have more of a simple-ended taxpayer as far as filing requirements, but pound for pound, if you actually take some decent statements over to H&R Block, I've heard that they can be quite expensive.
Okay, all right. But it's worth the money sometimes.
It is. It is. You don't get advice from H&R Block. They can't do tax planning for you. We provide advice on so many different life situations, even outside of finances, and they they usually don't do that.
We're about out of time, but I want you to give everybody your phone number and for your tax firm, and then also maybe an email that people can reach you at.
Okay. Our phone number is 559-252-1800, and my email address is KELLY@kkcpafirm.com.
Kelly Blocker, Krikorian and Company in Fresno and McKinley. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it. Happy tax season.
Thank you.
All right, you're watching My Conversation. Thanks for joining us. We will be right back with more right after this.